You got Dark Hero here. I know Dark's in chat. Dark says something I did last year for Inktober. Might keep the general idea, but change up the character design and poses. Okay, so those are things that, like, if you change the character designs, that's all going to be kind of things that we can't really touch on because it's all the creative process, right?
Yeah.
I actually can't wait to redraw this one. So that was the original right there. All right. So kind of a cute little drawing. Looks like a little like zombie boy and his buddy ghost right there. Oh, in front of a tombstone. Kind of, I guess the moon in the background right there. So that's pretty fun.
It's really cute. I actually love the ghost expression, right? It's like so cuddly.
Siege says, I'm excited to see these all. It's so awesome you guys thought this up. Yeah, man, I'm really pumped to do this. And I'm glad so many people actually jumped in and actually shared older artwork and stuff too.
Yeah, it was actually really I was telling James, it was really fun kind of collaborating together, and like really we both like, one of us would do the red lines, but it was based off of like information that we both kind of like gone over and reviewed. So it was cool. It was a really fun experience, and hopefully we can do it again soon too.
Yeah, like if you guys actually let us know too by the end of the stream if you guys are interested in more like these in-depth like red lines and critiques, because we actually enjoy doing this stuff too.
Bye,
Shay, have a good night. Have a good one. What's up, Canvas? How you doing, dude? So this was our redraw that we went for here for Dark Hero. So I mean, obviously, ignoring the whole idea of changing the character, because we can't really touch on those notes specifically. We kind of noted it was just the composition. There's a lot of negative space in the original.
Yes.
So we're bringing the camera in a lot more with this composition here. Maybe playing up the cutesy factor, like making the tombstone even bigger, making the character actually smaller in relation to that, and just giving more stuff on the actual screen to kind of fill the space. Pam actually made some really good ideas too, or some observations here too. When you have a lot of depth to elements, like for example, tombstone, and then there's a ghost behind him, and then he's in the foreground in front of that, you got to make sure the spacing is done correctly. So the original, you actually had the hand at the same level as the base of the tombstone, which wouldn't be the case at this angle that you're drawing. So you got to kind of make sure that it's reading that like there's actual depth going on here. There's a level to these layers going on here, these people or figures in the study. So actually bringing the hand an arm longer and lower to the ground, maybe having the tombstone base be further up and behind. You can actually play up some minor things too, like get his shoulder up maybe a bit more too, because he's actually putting some weight onto that arm right there. Maybe making the feet and hands just a touch bigger too. I also thought it was important to kind of emphasize that you want to make sure that the tombstone reads behind him, and maybe he's leaning up against it, so getting some like drop shadow going on behind him. And it's gonna be a tricky thing to deal with the moonlight, different light sources and stuff too. But just a general kind of sense of kind of weight and a cast shadow being applied here, on these background details. What else did you see here, Pam, on this one?
Honestly, I zoned out a little bit because we got a raid.
Oh, you did? I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I just was greeting the raider people because I didn't want them to feel like neglected. But thank you, Cody. Okay. Have fun with the kiddo. Guys, if you're not following Cody Black, please give him a follow, though he's an amazing tattoo artist. He also does regular arts, digital art streams as well. He's just an overall very sweet but very positive person. Welcome everyone. You guys came in during a critique. We're actually doing viewer critiques right now. People submitted ahead of time, and we went ahead and we redlined and did sort of in-depth critiques, and then we're actually doing a draw this in at your draw this again challenge. So they're gonna take all of our critiques from today. And then in about an hour or so, we're gonna actually tackle and redraw all of our old pieces.
Yes. Yep. What's up, guys? Welcome, Raiders. Houdini, how you doing, bud? Canvas says, I'm doing good, thanks. Doing some experimenting on a study. You do nice.
Fancy,
I see Mikey's popping up in chat.
Hi, Mikey.
What's up, dude?
Okay, so I
May,
feel
how
like
you doing?
You covered most of it, right?
Oh, one big thing I want to emphasize too is you maybe bring the moon down closer as well, make it larger, more of a focal point, just so you're kind of filling the canvas up compositionally. I also thought a big thing you could do here to play up the composition dark is exaggerate like this length of the tail of the ghost, right? Like have it kind of go off the canvas maybe on one side, and maybe you can even like extend it off the other side of the canvas too if you want to. But basically, to kind of just have it kind of come into the foreground more and kind of create some interesting shapes, and kind of having the tail kind of wrapping up and like pointing back up towards the center focal point of the two characters here too. Mm-hmm. So you can play with a lot of different like shapes and movement of the piece. I think just by extending things, right, and making things a little more interesting visually that way.
Fill up your canvas basically too, without overfilling it.
Silver, what's up, man?
Hi, Silver.
Good to see you back here, May. The only other thing I'd really kind of emphasize too is because it's sort of you are getting some environmental stuff going on here. Mm-hmm. You don't need to get too detailed with this, Dark, but like maybe just implying some general shapes of like foliage or like a tree line in the background, just to kind of imply that like we're maybe like in a graveyard setting, but there's something off in the far distance. You can kind of put that completely in shadow if you want to. You know, it doesn't have to get too crazy with this, but just to add some more visual interest with the composition, I feel like would be a good thing to do. So, yeah. Hope that helps, Dark. Maybe gives you some ideas on how to approach this.
It's a really, really cute design, though. I really like it.
I'm actually really excited to see if you do redesign these characters, kind of like what direction you go with these. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, next up we got